And was your article critical?
Yes, it was. Fortune magazine article that's out, the headline is Enron stock overvalued? The gist of the article is that Enron is sort of a black box, which, sorry, it's true. I mean, it's just difficult for us to show people the specifics of how money flows through, particularly the wholesale business. The entire reason that this analysis was done by Fortune magazine is because Business Week had a favorable article about Enron the week before. And there's this competition that the news magazines have, where if one says something good, the other one has to come and find something bad. So I think that was kind of the genesis of it. So the criticism, I think, is kind of ridiculous.
When Bethany McLean at Fortune started analyzing cash flows, and she had this wonderful article saying, take a look at first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and end of year cash flows. There's a reason she didn't invest in Enron, because the financials didn't make sense. But you have to be willing to say that the emperor doesn't have any clothes, and this emperor was pretty powerful.
And they're off. Even start. There's a nice move. Up a few ticks. Up 1%. Now 2. Gathering momentum. 3. What a rally. A spectacular performance. Up 500 points. And historic high. It's the Derby, and you could be there. Play Call the Close, presented by Churchill Downs. Every day is another chance for you to win a $100,000 Derby dream bet and a chance of a lifetime trip for 2 to the Kentucky Derby. Play now. Calltheclose.cnbc.com.
Watching the bull and bear markets battle it out is not a retirement plan. So I switched to E-Trade and jumped on their retirement quick plan. It showed me the gloomy truth and let me run scenarios until I figured out how to eliminate my shortfall. Then I used their screeners to choose the right investments and build a diversified plan to keep me on track. Hey, my retirement plan needed work, and E-Trade helped me get it done. Get a retirement plan that works at E-Trade.
It's Monday. Some people will stick with their old way of getting vitamins and minerals. Others will try incredible Total Raisin Bran with 100% of the daily value of 11 essential vitamins and minerals, juicy raisins, and crunchy whole grain flakes. Guess it's all about what kind of crunch you like. How are you getting 100%?
The Cadillac Laurel sales event, featuring the acclaimed CTS Sports Sedan, a car and driver 10 best for the 3rd year in a row. Direct injection V6 engine. See your Cadillac dealer soon, because while there is no expiration date on achievement, on rewarding it, there is. For qualified current lessees, the CTS Luxury Collection.
The master suite has a completely updated master bath. It's got a screened-in back porch and a large backyard. It's the perfect home, in excellent condition and ready to move in. Anytime, anywhere, no one connects you with the home of your dreams like Coldwell Banker. We never stop moving.
Would you like to have your advertising message reach over 150,000 viewers? Conventioneers, tourists, sophisticated travelers, and business decision makers all converge on the fabulous Las Vegas Strip Daily. Did you know 80% of their dining and entertainment decisions are made after they get here? And they spend almost 6 hours a day viewing television in their rooms? Can you afford not to have your commercial message inside 80,000 hotel rooms? Talk about smarter advertising. Call 800-551-8650 to schedule a smarter way to reach visitors with Cox Media.
Struggling with credit card debt? Are you worried about making your monthly payments? Are high interest rates making it difficult to catch up with your bills? The Financial Future Network will refer you to a debt settlement consultant. If your back is against the wall and you feel like you have no options, call now. Feel the freedom of debt-free living. The phone call is free and there's no obligation.
We are going to unveil this morning a new corporate vision. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. How's this?
It's really hard to know when Enron first crossed the line into outright fraud, but there isn't any doubt about who the guy was who led them there. It was a protege of Jeff Skilling's by the name of Andy Fastow.
Andy Fastow was Enron's chief financial officer. His job was to cover up the fact that Enron was becoming a financial fantasy land.
Enron essentially was losing money on a cash basis year after year, and yet it was reporting profits.
So it was defying the laws of financial gravity. And the way it was doing it was with something called structured finance. And the maestro of all that at Enron was Andy Fastow.
Andy was very young. He was hired by Jeff Skilling probably before he was even 30. And he idolized Jeff Skilling, and he certainly wanted to please the boss.
To please the boss, Fastow had to figure out a way to keep the stock price up by hiding the fact that Enron was $30 billion in debt.
People pressured by the need to keep the stock price up begin to cheat a little bit, but then the next quarter comes along and you have to cheat a little more to do the new cheating to make up for the old cheating. And before long, you've created a momentum that now you can't stop.
Fastow created hundreds of special companies to perform a magic trick. Prop up Enron's stock by making its debt disappear. To outside investors, it looked like cash was coming in the door. In fact, Enron was just stashing its debt in Fastow's companies where investors couldn't see it.
It was black magic. It really was. You were pulling some rabbits out of a hat. They could bury debt, they could bury losses.
Many of the companies had exotic names: Jedi, Chuko, Raptors. LJM was Fastow's most ambitious creation. It would work magic for Enron, and it would allow Fastow to conjure $45 million for himself.
Andy, in many ways, was someone we all knew didn't have a strong moral compass. It's almost like Jeff Skilling said, okay, we're hitting some troubled times. Let's set up Andy so we can fill the earnings holes when we need to, knowing that Andy would probably skim a little bit off each transaction for himself. There's a body heat kind of angle to this, you know, where Skilling is Kathleen Turner and Andy is William Hurt. You know, in the end, he got suckered into helping all the executives meet their earnings.
What I wish, in retrospect, I would have never heard of LJ.
Your contention that you knew of it and it was appropriate?
Arthur Anderson and our lawyers had taken a very hard look at this structure and they believed it was appropriate.
If the theory is that Fastow went rogue somewhere deep in the jungles of Enron and was the sole agent of the apocalypse, I just don't buy it.
Skilling, Lay, and the Enron board had signed off on Fastow's LJM funds. They saw the benefits of letting Fastow do deals with himself.
It is an Enron investment because Enron needs the capital, number one.
In a secret videotape that surfaced after the bankruptcy, Fastow can be seen selling LJM to a group of Merrill Lynch bankers. He pitches them on the benefits of investing in a fund that only buys assets from Enron.
I'm not selling the assets to myself. They own the assets, they're selling them to LJM too.
Fastow knew what kind of deal he was offering as Enron's CFO. He could guarantee profits for LJM.
Yeah, I think this is an extraordinary opportunity.
He has a sort of Cheshire cat grin on his face as he talks about all the ways that the fund is going to profit. And he talks about the informational advantages that he's going to have in his dual role as Enron's CFO and as the head of these funds.
There's never any question that our CFO is talking about that kind of always be on the LJM.
He was general partner of LJM, while at the same time being CFO of Enron. Now that's a whole nother ball of wax when you want to talk about that conflict of interest, because no human being should be put in a situation where every single transaction they decide whether they're looking after Enron's best interests or their limited partners, because this LJM partnership existed solely to do business with Enron.
You would expect Andy as chief financial officer of Enron to heavily bank, so to speak. And as a result, there are 5 or 6 of the name brand banks who have stepped up and said, don't commit to this.
Commit they did, and why not? Fastow was letting them gamble with Enron's chips.
Fastow was using Enron stock as collateral for a lot of these things. They were betting their own company on the transactions.
With a prospect of returns that would exceed 2,000%, 96 individual bankers invested in LJM, and America's major banks put up as much as $25 million each.